This world shall know pain.
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
What's poppin', y'all? Welcome back to the channel. Now, people have been ranking anime villains for centuries. I mean, this shit goes so deep, you could call it religious. People are always trying to figure out what anime character can take out another anime character, and you know what? Who really gives a shit? Like, don't get me wrong, it can be fun when it don't get personal, but I mean, shit, what about me? Like, if you put this anime character on Earth, how likely am I to die? Well, bitch, that's what we're gonna figure out. But there's one thing I gotta add before we begin. We are not using numbers. Because if I said somebody was a threat level of 8.32, bitch, what does that even mean? So instead, for this video, we're gonna adopt the One Punch Man disaster level chart. And of course, since I'm, doing multiple anime characters, I added a few extra layers. You can read that shit yourself. I'm not going over it. Alright, let's begin. Now, for our first character, I have the King of Curses himself, Sakuna. And I can't lie, from a societal standpoint, oh yeah, we're cooked. I mean, besides the fact that bro has a terrible personality, his abilities alone are OD. I mean, the dude is practically an immortal, has superhuman strength, and has the powers of Freddy Krueger. Like, bitch, what do you want me to do? Like, if I was sitting at a silver diner and someone said on the news that Sakuna is on Earth ready to smoke our pack, bro, I would continue to eat my burger until I die. Because the moment he pops his domain expansion, I mean, it's wraps. My ass is sashimi. And we'll be using Shibuya as an example since, yeah, they got bent over. Now, we see Megumi just summon Maharaga to take out this dude with a sideways ponytail. I don't know why he decided to summon a demon to take out a background character, but nevertheless, that is what happened. So now bro's pretty much stuck in a ritual with Maharaga. But just before getting crushed to death, Sakuna saves the day. Not because he's a nice person. No, bro just wanted to fight. And it's not like they were boxing. They were having a full-on street fight. I'm talking property damage through the roof. Like, Bob the Builder could not fix this. Like, they were using everything. Cars, wires, buildings, pedestrians, even trains at one moment. And don't even get me started on the racism. Like, if you mean to tell me that Sakuna didn't just target every single person in this office while attacking Maharaga, you're bugging. That shit was deliberate. And the fight got so one-sided that Maharaga resorted to throwing buildings. Like, bruh, people really started jumping off them bitches before they were thrown. My man really had an entire apartment complex flying right toward him, and he just flicked it off and it exploded. Like, what? And how you gonna make him look so badass when he popped his domain expansion? Like, my god, this is just tragic, but he looks so cool. Also, I like how he calls it domain expansion when there's no domain and it only expands to kill you. And as if bro wasn't already doing enough, he hit Maharaga with a whole nuke. Yeah, so with all that in mind, it's safe to say it'd be a good idea to pack the bags and move to a different country. Cause it's either that or you finna die. So on the count of mass murder, destruction of citywide functionality, having OD abilities, and being saucy while doing it, I give him the rank Dragon. Next on our list, we got the world's strongest creature, Yujiro Hanma. Now, I don't really have a good way to say it, so I'm gonna just say it flat out. Yujiro is probably the least threatening person on this list. But with that being said, bro would pack my shit up and turn my ass into origami. Not to mention, but bro's hands did not discriminate. Like, it really didn't matter if you were white, black, Asian, senile, or his own lady. If you had hands, he was finna run them. And the reason bro gets away with it is because he beat up the army. Like, how is that possible? Bro's faster than an AR-15? Like, this man really pulled up on the president and made him his, you know what? Actually, I don't think I can say that. But still, finessing the president is crazy. Plus, you mean to tell me that this man has become so powerful that he goes out to a safari to fight a woolly mammoth? Like, bitch, what kind of episode of Man vs. Food is this? Like, they really had a whole press conference about it. Bro got so bored of humanity, he resorted to beating an elephant's ass. That's sad. And I know what some of you are thinking. Char, bro literally has the blood of a demon. Listen, bro, let's be real, okay? This is just another way of saying he got good genetics. Like, he really was just born to fight. Take Baki, for example. He didn't want to fight nobody, but because his dad was such a dickhead, he's like, I guess we gotta run him. That and, he watched his mom's back get blown out, so So yeah. Also, while we're on the topic of Baki's mother, the way Yuzo got involved with this woman is plain disrespectful. Cause the lady was already cuffed before meeting Yuzo. But instead of getting her to cheat, he just made her available. Like, damn, he didn't even raise her up. He just straight up offed her boyfriend. And you couldn't do anything about it. Like, at that point, you might as well go on Facebook and change your bio to I'm a cuck. I'd choose death, cause my God, that next family dinner is gonna be awkward as shit. But in all seriousness, from a threat level standpoint, I'd say we're pretty good. I mean, as long as bro ain't looking at your lady and you ain't challenging him to a fight to the death, where, I mean, really, it's just you dying. Yeah, I'd say your chance of survival is pretty high. So with that being said, on the count of being the world's strongest creature, ending racism, stealing your bitch without a license, and only violating those who challenge him, I give him the rank Wolf. Now for our third character, we have the career ender himself, All For One. And I think this one's a no-brainer. I mean, my ass is getting packed up and shipped off to heaven. I mean, just look at this man's track record. For starters, bro has the ability to suck the powers out of anyone he chooses from, pause, and use it as his own. So pretty much bro can stockpile a bunch of powers, and when he's ready to fight, he just comes in swinging with a nuke. Which already sounds ridiculous, but that's not all he can do, because bro can even take those powers that he sucked from other people, pause, part 2, and just give it to somebody else. So to summarize his abilities, he can steal other people's powers, he can combine those powers for himself, and then he can give them to other people to raise an army. Yeah, bitch, we're cooked. GG's. And I'm sure this won't surprise anyone when I say this, but bro's personality is terrible. And I know All Might would back me up on this one. I mean, besides getting his stomach blown out during their fight, bro even offs his teacher, which is already a revenge story in itself. But All For One wanted to take shit even further and decides to kidnap his master's nephew and then raise him as a disciple. Like, that's just a violation. And look at All Might. He stopped smiling. I should probably clarify the fact that he didn't actually give a shit about Shigaraki. He just wanted to switch bodies with him since his ass was on life support. Which is crazy to think about because he took out the entire hero society on life support. Best Jeanist pulled up with the denims and got folded. And don't even get me started on the Nomu. Like, you mean to tell me he was able to genetically engineer a human corpse to be so powerful they could cook up All Might and Endeavor in a fist fight? Look at Endeavor. He had to pose up after his fight. Bro almost died. And yes, I know that Dr. Kyodai was the one that created them, but bitch, where do you think he got all the quirks from? It wasn't his Dr. Eggman looking ass, I'll tell you what. And he really don't even get that much screen time. And he still got time to do shit like this. Plus, bro's entire identity is ignorant as shit. I mean, All For One? Bro, that's crazy. So with all that in mind, on the count of being the leader of all villains, being overpowered while on life support, being able to genetically engineer his own army, and just being ignorant while doing it, I give him the rank Dragon. For our final character, we got everyone's favorite redhead, Nagato. Now, Nagato's a bit of a special case just because I don't really think he's a bad person. I mean, yes, he might have killed Jiraiya and blew up the Hidden Leaf, but shit's a lot deeper than that. Like, we first see Nagato and his parents during the Second Great Ninja War, and his parents died to shinobi from the Hidden Leaf. So already we got a bad start. This awakens his Rinnegan, which, clarification, isn't his. Apparently Madara implanted his eyes onto his face, which I don't even know how that's possible because bro had a whole tentacle on his back, and uses it to kill the 2 shinobi in his crib, which I would like to mention invaded his house because they wanted food. I don't know how it escalated to killing his parents, but we digress. So he then goes on to meet Yahiko and Konan, and after a little bit of time, later meet Jiraiya. And I think this is the moment when shit goes downhill for Nagato, because Jiraiya's really telling him a whole lot of crazy shit. Like, Jiraiya saw Nagato had the Rinnegan and immediately thought that he was the reincarnation of the Sage of Six Paths, which is basically calling him a god. Plus, he also goes on to explain how violence and pain is necessary in order to protect the people that you love, which we all know is some crazy foreshadowing. The funniest part is that even after Jiraiya found out that bro had the power to change the world, he didn't even stick around. He really just left like a father going out for some milk. But nevertheless, after Jiraiya straight abandoned their ass, Nagato, Yahiko, and Konan end up developing the Akatsuki in order to stop the war. And they were high-key cooking, you know? Until Lord Danzo started talking shit. Cause he goes on to tell Lord Hanzo that the Akatsuki are trying to overthrow him. And he don't even think twice about it. He just goes in to jump the Akatsuki, which makes no damn sense, because bro is literally in a war against the Hidden Leaf. Why would you listen to Danzo? Nevertheless, this pretty much makes Yahiko kill himself, and then Nagato goes crazy from this point on. And I'm talking bad shit crazy. I mean, all the stress this man has endured throughout his entire life is being let loose at this very moment. Like, because of his talk with Jiraiya, bro now believes he's a god and creates the 6 paths of pain. You got the human path that can read minds and take souls, which is just a violation to my intrusive thoughts. You got the Ashura path that can summon weapons and missiles. That don't even make sense, because this is the ninja era. The animal path that can summon creatures without hand signs or blood, which is honestly just convenient. The diva path, aka almighty push. The goat. The preta path, which absorbs chakra through physical contact, which is honestly just a cheat code. And the most broken one by far, the Naraka path that can summon the king of hell to interrogate or restore a body. You see, after that one, yeah, a god isn't that far-fetched. Plus, he never forgot that a shinobi from the Hidden Leaf killed his parents. That's why he was okay with killing Jiraiya and violated the entire leaf. He also did other side quests like capturing the Jinchuriki, violating Lord Hanzo and anyone who was related to him, violating every nation on the map, tried conquering the world by making a weapon that could destroy the world in order to create world peace. I'm not gonna lie, that one don't make no sense either. And overall, just did a bunch of shitty things. But he also did some good things, like revived everybody he killed, which is still such an OD power. Like, he could kill you and just be like, JK. He's the only person on Earth that could get away with saying it's just a prank. So with all that in mind, on the count of abusing the Rinnegan and its abilities, violating all nations within the series, killing off our boy Jiraiya, and having almost conquered the world, and I mean by a smidge, I bestow upon him the rank Plague. Y'all better like, comment, and subscribe before you click off, or nothing will happen to you, but I'd appreciate it. Okay, I'm going now. Bye-bye.